Blessings, welcome for the reasonings right here at your life. I'm your host, Talako the Great Owl, Instagram Guru. Just continuing my series, My Journey Through Hell, Part 6. Now in Part 5, I spoke about my experience going to the swamps, and of course that my favorite place was the orchard. But I neglected to mention that my second favorite place in the underworld in hell was the library. Now, death took me to the library and showed me the most vast collection of information that I've ever seen or heard about. And of course, I heard about how vast the Vatican Library is. I mean, not the regular statement about how vast it is, but more hidden statements of how vast it is, right? And the library in hell stretches, I would assume, beyond like about maybe 15, hallelujah, 20 miles. So, it really is on levels and layers, right? And that's just what I could estimate from what I could see. So, 20 miles would have stored information, hallelujah. It's a lot of information, right? On every topic, subject you can think of. And the books in hell are very surprising, from children's book to book about science, dimensional travel, warp drives, all manner of things, right? And I remember even when I got out of the underworld, the Most High taught me about nomenclatures, because I didn't even know what nomenclatures were, right? And then I came to find out that nomenclatures, right, are basically the beginning of words. How words, like words, become form and flesh, like the divine beings are the fallen entities, right, that constitute the technology and the structure of design of words, of things we speak about. So we're basically speaking power into, let's give an example, like Bahal, right? Ball, lab, laboratory, and Baal, as in ball games, and Ball and Bahal, or trust me, Balenciaga, yeah, or even like you have like the supercars, like Lamborghini, Diablo. Diablo is the devil, right? And Hurricane. A hurricane is a spirit, a vicious spirit, a water demon, right? And you have others like the Koniseg with the phantom demon as its logo. So the words are formed from the entities which have subverted or created this technology, right? So fashion trends or statements are all rooted in the technology of hell, and the technology of hell is highly advanced technology, vast amount of information. And you have the magic side, the mystery side, the side for the warlocks to study, the interdimensional travel. Oh my God, there's so much, hallelujah, information in hell, right? And so a lot of your famous actors, businessmen, these people go to hell, and that's where the ideas, hallelujah, come from, right? And for people don't understand how you can be living and going to hell. Hell is a dimensional space, right? It's like a physical plane. It's beyond three-dimensional density, but it is a real place, right? And the human beings astral body, because when you're highly developed in the sciences, your pathic bodies can separate from each other, right? And you can astral travel, right? In this world, you'll be falling asleep. You'll be somewhere asleep, drowsy, while the greater part of your consciousness is self-aware somewhere else. And in that dimension, there are 7 princes that rule that place. And believe me, we're not even going to talk about hierarchy. Anyway, so a lot of the information, like in children's books and stories, hallelujah, fantasy and fable, oh my God, their authors are actually a lot of the demons in hell, hallelujah, are the people who were disgraced, hallelujah, on earth because of their deeds, and they fell into that darkness. Those who actually died now, so their souls are resident there, right? And some is auditing the place, meaning some is actually on missions there, right? Because of their rituals that they're working in the physical world. Sometimes they're missing from their bodies for like a week or two, and that's the extreme rituals. Well, they're there. They're there getting advanced studies with all manner of dimensional entity, and that is the library, right? And I say it's a vast, hallelujah, repository of information. I remember when I got out now, the Lord told me we have to change the nomenclatures, and it's the first time I really pay attention to that word, because I heard it but didn't know what it means. And I realized that it is the basis by which our speech is formed, language, and the root of the language is in some powerful entity, right? And for the regular people, it's the etymon. That's why I got interested in studying the etymon, to know the origins of word, and I studied epistemology to know the use of word, because therein is a lot of the magic and the tricks and the spells that people are under that we need to dispel, right? And so before I go forward now, the swamp is like, it's on a grid system, right? It's like the roads and the avenues are like set like on squares and grids, right? And you have like these little islands, and on these islands it's like some very dark man-eating or biological carnivorous plants, hallelujah, right? And there's lots of weird animals that roam the swamp, the overseers of the swamp, that's their role down there. That must they'll knock you in the head if you try to stand up. I mean, they patrol on vehicles, crafts, wild animals, whatever the creatures that they've subjugated, right? Through the swamp into the orchard up to where the beautiful plants and the beautiful fruits grow. This was my favorite place, and on one of those occasions when we're up there and my three brethren warned me say I mustn't go any further, but me this so enthralled by three massive trees, right? But I have to go up there, and I got seen by the beings that they warned us about, that took them away and them said them gone to eternal judgment, because hallelujah, any of those beings, hallelujah, that they took never returned. So they were mourning the souls that were lost in that part of the underworld, in that part of hell. And it was kind of, like scary to me. But when I realized I got noticed, I got so afraid and I high-tailed, jumped down out of the tree. And there was like some little ravines between the way in which the valley of the orchard is shaped, coming up from the swamps, right? And then across there's like a chasm, like a divide between, and there was another land. But I was kind of vaguely seeing it, but I got into so much fear and fright, and my friends scurried and gone. I ran, instead of running back down now, because the way they came across like this towards me, and some was like this way, I shot that way, like just down, going further away from a spot that I'd ever been before. And it was quite scary for me, but I'll tell you all about my eventual discovery in the orchard, what happened there, and then the start of my actual journey out of hell through Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Yeshua, hallelujah, HaMashiach. And that's going to be the next video. Alright, blessings.